In this video, we're talking about the difference between a sales funnel and a fractional executive pipeline. And this distinction matters far more than most fractional executives realize because many pipeline problems don't come from doing too little. They come from using the wrong mental model entirely. First, I'm going to explain why sales funnels became the default framework and why they quietly fail in fractional work. Then we'll walk through how a fractional executive pipeline is fundamentally different in structure, purpose, and behavior. I'll also explain how applying a funnel mindset creates unnecessary pressure, confusion, and instability for senior executives. And finally, I'll show you what changes when you stop trying to run a funnel and start thinking in terms of pipeline instead. Let's dive in. A sales funnel and a fractional executive pipeline are not interchangeable. They may look similar on the surface, but they are built for very different realities. Sales funnels were designed for volume-based selling. Fractional executive pipelines are designed for trust-based buying. When you apply a volume-based model to a trust-based service, things don't usually break loudly. They break quietly, repeatedly, and over time. Sales funnels are designed to move large number of people through a narrow process. More traffic at the top, more leads entering, more people being filtered out. Funnels assume high volume, short attention span, low trusted entry, and transactional intent. And that model works when the goal is efficiency at scale. But fractional executive work, it operates in the exact opposite environment. Conversations are fewer, trust matters more, and decisions are rarely rushed. A fractional executive pipeline is not trying to capture everyone. It is deliberately designed to attract specific people with specific problems at specific moments in time. When executives apply funnel logic, they're often chasing volume that actively works against them because volume introduces noise, distraction, and misaligned conversations. Pipeline thinking replaces the question, how do I get more people in, with how do I get more of the right people into conversation. Funnels assume linear movement. Someone enters, they move through stages, they either convert or drop out. That model works when buying decisions are quick and transactional. Fractional buying does not behave that way. Conversations loop. Trust builds gradually. Timing matters more than persuasion. Buyers may engage, pause, observe, and then re-engage months later. A fractional executive pipeline is built to accommodate that reality. It assumes non-linear behavior and delayed readiness. When executives try to force linear movement, they often feel stalled or rejected. In reality, the buyer isn't stuck. They're just evaluating trust, timing, and fit. Pipelines allow for that evaluation to happen naturally. Funnels fight it. Funnels must be fed continuously. If traffic stops, the funnel dries up, and that creates pressure. Pressure to post more, pressure to reach out more, pressure to stay constantly visible. Fractional executives feel this pressure acutely because delivery now will be competing for your attention. Pipelines have to behave differently. A well-designed pipeline creates momentum. Past effort continues to produce future conversations. Ideas keep circulating. Credibility compounds. Recognition carries forward. Momentum smooths activity spikes into steady flow. When executives rely on funnel logic, they feel like they are starting from zero every single month. Pipeline thinking replaces that constant reset with continuity. Funnels are process-centric. They focus on stages, metrics, conversion rates, and optimization. The process becomes the hero. Pipelines are buyer-centric. They focus on decision readiness, trust thresholds, and alignment. In fractional work, buyers don't move because a process nudges them along. They move when they feel confident in the person they're hiring, confidence in competence, confidence in judgment, confidence in having a great working relationship. Funnels prioritize efficiency. Pipelines prioritize assurance. And that difference fundamentally changes how conversations unfold. Funnels are designed to move people. Movement is that goal. Speed is rewarded. In fractional work, that pressure often backfires. Executives start questioning stalled conversations. They feel that urgency creep in. They internalize silence as failure. Pipeline thinking removes that anxiety. It assumes longer cycles, fewer but better conversations, and natural pacing. Calm is not a personality trait. It's the result of structure. Pipelines create calm because they align with how senior buyers actually make decisions. Funnels are excellent at scaling transactions. They were built for repeatable products and standardized offers. Fractional executives are not selling a product. They're selling productized offers, their judgment, their experience, their ability to operate inside complexity. Trust is the product. And trust scales differently. It scales through consistency of messaging. It scales through clarity, through repeated exposure and credibility built over time. Pipelines are designed to scale trust without exhausting the executive. Funnels are not. That mismatch is why funnel-based approaches feel brittle in fractional work. When fractional executives use funnel logic, they often feel stuck. They're visible, but they're not converting. They're active, but not confident. And they're busy, but not secure. Nothing is wrong. They're just using the wrong model. Funnels aren't broken. They're just mismatched. So when we talk about the difference between a sales funnel and a fractional executive pipeline, the distinction is fundamental. Funnels optimize for volume. They push linear movement. They require constant feeding. They scale transactions. Fractional pipelines, they optimize for fit. They support relational buying. They create momentum. They scale trust. When you stop forcing funnel logic onto fractional work, pipeline stability becomes possible. Now that you understand the difference between a sales funnel and a fractional executive pipeline, if you want to see how this all fits together, go watch this video next, the system behind predictable pipeline for fractional executives. In that video, you will see how pipeline is designed to match how fractional buying actually works without pressure, hustle, or constant reinvention. Go watch that video next.